Last year, I released this video in which I talked about some of the problems that people may face with MagSafe cases for the S23 Ultra, mostly about the location of the MagSafe ring and the camera bump and how it interfered with accessories. However, since then I've learned a lot about the topic, so I'm making this video to tell you all about that so you can make the most informed choice possible. I'll be going over what I said last year and some things I should have mentioned then, some problems I had after that video, some concerns with using the S Pen and MagSafe at the same time, and then I'll end with some recommendations for cases, which will also have affiliate links in the description. What I talked about last year was a problem I had after buying my first MagSafe case for the S23 Ultra from Encased. The complaint was about the fact that due to the top of the MagSafe ring being above the bottom of the camera and that there was a camera bump, any MagSafe accessories which were rectangular would not fit flush on the back, instead being propped up at the corner. Therefore, they would all come off easily, basically making them useless. Now, this is still a problem with some MagSafe cases, such as this D-brand Ghost case, which I have on my S23 Ultra. You can see here that the corner of this MagSafe wallet is propped up over the camera. As a solution, I recommended that you check the case photos before buying, and if you need this functionality, that advice is somewhat still useful. However, as some people pointed out in the comments of that video, having the ring not exactly in the center may present its own problem, charging. Now, of course, your phone will still charge even if the MagSafe ring isn't perfectly centered. I mean, these phones don't even officially have MagSafe, or even Qi 2 for that matter. However, if the wireless charging coil in the MagSafe charger is misaligned with the wireless charging coil in the phone, then the charging itself will be less efficient, and therefore it will lead to more heating in the phone. Now, heating is the most important factor when it comes to battery degradation, particularly if the phone is being heated up by charging every day, or if not multiple times a day. So you do need to take into consideration how often you will be charging your phone with MagSafe and how long you intend to keep the phone for. It's not an absolute deal breaker, but it's definitely something you should consider. On top of that, there are now many more cases which have MagSafe in the correct place, but also have flat backs, meaning that the corner of your MagSafe accessory will no longer be propped up. Instead, it will just cover the camera slightly, which is much less of a problem. The next thing is also to do with the placement of the ring, but not about how far up or down on the case it is, instead about which side. This also applies to last year's video in which I recommended Spigen's Ultra Hybrid case, which I also purchased myself. However, I no longer use that case and no longer recommend it either, because a few months ago the MagSafe ring just plain fell off. Now, I do have to give props to Spigen. I contacted support and told them about it, and they immediately offered me a full refund with no return. But I'm still going to tell you about it to hopefully stop you all from making the same mistake I made. Essentially, for some strange reason, Spigen decided to put the MagSafe ring on the outside of the case, glued into this ridge cut into the plastic. Therefore, over time, the ring was pulled out of the glue, leading to one day it just falling off completely, rendering the case useless. I wouldn't say avoid Spigen cases in general though. I've used them before a lot, and they've been great, and in fact that iPhone that survived the 4,500 drop from that Alaskan Airlines flight was using a Spigen Cryo Armor case itself. Therefore, just make sure that any MagSafe cases you buy have the ring on the inside, not the outside. Otherwise, you might end up sharing this fate. This last problem isn't as impactful as the last two, but it's still something you may want to consider when buying a MagSafe case. Last week, dbrand posted this on their subreddit, which was about their investigation into the effect MagSafe cases had on the S Pen's functionality. I'll leave a link to the post in the description if you'd like to read it. But the TLDR is that while cases themselves have barely any effect on the S Pen's functionality, when a MagSafe accessory is connected, then the S Pen is barely functional at all on the screen directly above that circle. I can demonstrate this quite easily here. First, with the wallet on. As you can see, there's this blank bit at the bottom where the S Pen doesn't work as well. Although, bear in mind, the wallet isn't flush to the back of the phone. If it was, then the problem would be worse. Demonstrating it again, but this time with a MagSafe charger, you can see that the effect is even worse. There's this very large circle on the screen above the magnetic ring where the pen almost completely doesn't work. Now, I realize this isn't a super impactful problem, and it only happens under specific circumstances, so the vast majority of people who are going to purchase a MagSafe case for their S23 or S24 Ultra are going to do it anyway, but I thought it's useful that you all know about this just in case. This may actually be the reason why the S24 series doesn't support Qi 2 wireless charging, even though the iPhone 15 series does, although that's just speculation. For those who don't know, Qi 2 wireless charging is the next generation of the very popular Qi 1 wireless charging, developed in collaboration with Apple, which brings the fast charging and magnetic alignment ring from MagSafe. And by the way, if you want to buy a dbrand Ghost or Grip case, you can now choose between a MagSafe or non-MagSafe version. And if you're receiving one of the more scratch-resistant Ghost cases this April, you'll be able to request which one you'd like too. I'll make sure to plop a few non-MagSafe versions of the cases I recommend in the description too, just for those who want one. So, which cases would I recommend then? Well, there are plenty of slightly sketchy MagSafe cases floating around Amazon for a decently cheap price. However, I'd stay away from them. They offer a pretty small discount over MagSafe cases from more reputable brands, and in return, they offer worse build quality, probably weaker magnets, and they might suffer from some of the problems that I listed today. Instead, I would recommend you buy cases from companies like Spigen or Rinky. I've used their cases plenty of times in the past, and they've always been good quality and a decent price. Just forget what I said earlier about that particular Spigen case before. Actually, I have a Rinky Onyx magnetic case right here for my S24 Ultra. As you can see, it has the MagSafe ring embedded within the case. However, it's still not completely flush, so that's something which can be improved. dbrand also have two very good cases, the Ghost and Grip case, which, as I said, now come in non-MagSafe and MagSafe versions. However, these cases are a decent bit more expensive, plus you also have to pay for shipping from Canada and wait for them to arrive. And that's all I have to say. I hope this video was useful for at least some of you, earning a like and subscribe. I'll be uploading more videos about the S24 Ultra in the coming days and weeks, so make sure to stay tuned. Have a nice day, and thanks for watching.